Yeah, sorry. We got the way of the doorway.
Stay, madam, for I must speak a word with you.
I have no more sons of the royal blood for thee to murder. For my daughters, Richard, they shall be praying nuns, not weeping queens, and therefore level not to hit their lives.
You have a daughter called Elizabeth, virtuous and fair, royal and gracious.
And must she die for this? Oh, let her live, and I'll corrupt her manners, stain her beauty, slander myself as false to Edward's bed. Throw over her the veil of infamy, so she may live unscarred of bleeding slaughter. I will confess that she was not Edward's daughter.
Wrong not her birth. She's of royal blood.
To save her life, I'll say she is not so.
Her life is only safest in her birth.
And only in that safety died her brothers.
Lo, at their births good stars were opposite.
No, to their lives bad friends were contrary.
All unavoided is the doom of destiny.
True, when unavoided grace makes destiny. My babes were destined to a fairer death, if grace had blessed thee with a fairer life.
You speak as if that I had slain my cousins.
No doubt the murderous knife was dull and blunt till it was whetted on thy stone-hard heart to revel in the entrail of my lambs. But that still use of grief makes wild grief tame. My tongue should to thy ears not name my boys till that my nails were anchored in thine eyes.
Madam, so thrive I in my enterprise, and dangerous success in bloody wars. For I mean more good to you in yours than ever you or yours were by me wronged.
What good is covered with the face of heaven that can be discovered to do me good?
The advancement of your children, gentle lady.
Up to some scaffold, there to lose their heads.
No, to the dignity and height of honour, the imperial type of this earth's glory.
Flatter my sorrows with report of it. Tell me what dignity, what state, what honour canst thou demise from any child of mine?
Even all that I have, yea, and myself and all will I endow a child of thine, so that in the leth of thy angry soul thou can drown the sad remembrance of the wrongs which thou supposest I have done to thee.
Be brief, lest the process of thy kindness last longer than telling of thy kindness's date.
Then know that from my soul I love thy daughter, and mean to make her Queen of England.
Say then, who dost thou mean shall be her king?
Even he that makes her queen, who should be else?
What, thou?
I, even I. What think you of it, madam?
How canst thou woo her?
That I would learn of thee, as one who is best acquainted with her humour.
And wilt thou learn of me?
Madam, with all my heart.
Send to her a pair of bleeding hearts, thereon engrave Edward and York, then haply she shall weep. Therefore present to her, as Margaret sometimes did to thy father, steeped in Rutland's blood. Say it is sent from the man that slew her brothers, a handkerchief. Say it did drain the purple sap from her sweet brother's body, and bid her dry her weeping eyes therewith. If this inducement force her not to love thee, send her stories of thy noble acts. Tell her how thou madest away her uncle Clarence and her uncle Rivers, and yet for her sake madest quick conveyance with her good Aunt Anne.
Come, come, you mock me. This is not the way to win our daughter.
There is no other way, unless thou can put on some other shape and not be Richard that have done all this.
Say I did all this for love of her.
Nay, but then she cannot choose but hate thee after having bought love with such bloody spoil.
Look, what is done cannot be now amended. Men shall deal unadvisedly sometimes. If I did take the kingdom from your sons to make amends, I'll give it to your daughter. If I have killed the issue of your womb, to quicken your increase, I'll beget mine issue of your blood upon your daughter. A grandam's name is a little less in love than is the doting title of a mother. The loss you have is but a son being king, and by that loss your daughter is made queen. I cannot make you what amends I would, therefore accept such kindness as I can. What we have is many goodly days to see. The liquid drops of tears which you have shed shall come again, transformed to orient pearl, advantaging their loan with 10 times double gain of happiness. Go then, my mother, to thy daughter go. Make bold your bashful years with your experience. Put in her tender heart the aspiring flame of golden sovereignty. Acquaint the princess with the sweet silent hours of marriage joys, and lead thy daughter to a conqueror's bed, where I will retell my conquest won.
And what were I best to say? That her father's brother shall be her lord? Or shall I say her uncle? Or shall I say he that slew her brothers and her uncles? Tell me, under what title shall I woo for thee, that God, the law, my honour and her love can make seem pleasing to her tender years?
Infer fair England's peace by this alliance,
Which she shall purchase with still lasting war.
say that the king, which may command, entreats.
That at the hands of which her king's king forbids.
Say she'll be a high and mighty queen. Say I will love her everlastingly.
But how long shall the title ever last?
Sweetly enforce until fair lives end.
But how long fairly shall her sweet life last?
As long as heaven and nature lengthens
No,
it.
as long as hell and Richard likes of it.
Say I, her sovereign, am her subject love.
But she, your subject, loathes such sovereignty.
Well, be eloquent in my behalf to her.
An honest tale speeds best, being plainly told.
Then, in plain terms, tell her my loving tale.
Plain and not honest is too harsh a style.
Your reasons are too shallow and too quick.
Oh no, my reasons are too deep and dead. Too deep and dead, poor infants in their grave!
Harp not on that string, madam. That is past. In her consists my happiness and thine. Without her, follows to this land and me death, desolation, ruin and decay. It cannot be avoided but by this. It will not be avoided but by this. Therefore, good mother, be the attorney of my love to her. Plead what I will be, not what I have been. Not my deserts, but what I will deserve. Plead the necessity and state of times. Be not peevish, fond in great desires.
Shall I be tempted by the devil thus?
Aye. The devil tempt you to do good.
Shall I forget myself to be myself?
Aye. If your self-remembrance wrong yourself.
But thou didst kill my children.
And in your daughter's womb I bury them. Where in that nest of spicery they will breed, selves of themselves to your recomforture.
Shall I go and win my daughter to thy will?
And be a happy mother by the deed.
I go. Write to me very shortly, and you shall understand from me her mind.
Bear her my true lover's kiss, and so farewell. Relenting fool and shallow changing woman.
If you all could sort of turn around, the next performance is going to be on the stage.